Hello everyone, welcome back to Limonco D21. In this session, we'll be creating a simple project using Golang that logs and stores data in ELK Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. Let's get started. Firstly, let's initialize the Golang project. Add the necessary dependencies. Set up logging in the main file, define the log format, and set the log level. Save the log path in the logs folder. Add an HTTP server. We create an HTTP server instance named server with specified configurations, such as the server address, 8080, the request handler, routes, and timeout values for reading and writing. The server is started using the listen and serve method. If any error occurs during the server startup, it is captured in the server error variable. If there is an error, the program panics, meaning it stops execution and prints the error message. Next, let's add a new controller, the base controller. Create functions and include parameters such as writer, request, and params. Add log info in the base function. This log message can be valuable for tracking the flow and execution of the code, especially during development and debugging. The response header is configured to indicate that the content being sent is in JSON format, utilizing the writer. Header, add, content type, application/JSON line. A JSON encoder is then created using the JSON new encoder writer function, where writer represents the response writer. The actual response content, in this case, the string welcome base API, is encoded using encoder. Encode welcome base API. Finally, the code checks for any errors during the encoding process. Now, add two routers, namely home and base. After that, add the router in the main file. Let's run the application. Next, we try two routers, base and home. Okay, it's running successfully. All logs have been saved in folder logs. Moving on, let's add filebeat to send log data to Elasticsearch. Create a filebeat folder and add two files, Dockerfile and filebeat. You can copy the script from the repository for both files. Ensure the service name matches in the Docker Compose file. Add the Docker Compose YAML file. Don't forget to add the Docker file to the Golang app. You can simply copy the script. After that, try running it. If you're using Windows, open Docker Desktop. All containers should be up and running. Let's test one by one. Try opening localhost 8080. The Golang app should be running. Check Elasticsearch at localhost 9200. Make sure the Golang app index is visible, indicating that log files are stored in Elasticsearch. Open kibana at localhost 5601, then add an index pattern. Look in Discover, log data should be there. Test the API, and log data should appear in Kibana. Remember, you can copy the Docker file script from the repository. If you encounter any issues, feel free to ask for help. Happy coding!